So here we are. I'm Jeff Wise. I'm your host of the Fan Spot, along with my co-host. This is Dre Tucker, and Chad will be with us momentarily. But we just wanted to go ahead on and get started with this segment of the Fan Spot today. Just like last week, this is season 1, episode 9, week 9. They make sure everything lines up like we said last week. And again, this week we're going to go ahead on and jump into some Cowboys talk. We're not going to even bother to talk about the other teams in the division. As you can see, we're Cowboy fans here, so we're going to cover what we know and what's going on with this team. And by default, we'll end up covering the Eagles because that's what we have next week. So anyway, Cowboys go to Atlanta, and they have an opportunity to win the game, and I can't even explain what's going on with this team except to say they just puzzle me. I watch some of the things that they do. I feel like that they do some good things. I feel like that they did some good things defensively, but these games are so up and down. They remind me of like the remember the whack-a-mole game? You know, you hit one thing and something else pops up, and it seems like that's the way it is every week with this team. But it's always a new reason that they lose. And this past week, I mean, when you really look at the Atlanta game, why did they lose this game? Like, what was it about this game that made it so difficult for them to perform? I just don't get it.
It's just every week, man. The same. It's pretty much the same thing. A penalty here, a drop ball here, a not thrown well ball here. I mean, a penalty on first down, which puts you behind the 8 ball, especially in your own territory.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of things we could point to, but they are doing some positive things. I mean, nobody sees that because they're not winning.
And you know what? But the thing is how it's. I think that's the part. It's hard to see the positive stuff when you're not winning. You know, look here. Like, I look at this team, and this is what I see. And you know, and everybody out there that's watching this, correct me if I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm going crazy. But this is what I see. So we'll have a week where Tony Romo and this offense, they get out there, they'll turn the ball over all over the field, but they'll move the ball up and down the field. They'll have stats out of the you know what. And they'll score a lot of points. But then they don't win this game simply because they turned the ball over too many times and gave the other team too many opportunities. And then they'll get in their press conferences and they'll say, well, our problem is we need to take care of the football a little bit more. We need to pay attention to the details. And they'll do that. And then in that next game, the offense won't move at all, but they won't turn the ball over. And they'll lose because they didn't score enough points.
They stubbed their toe.
And to me, as a fan, I'll tell you right now, as a fan, honestly, I'm frustrated. I don't know what else to think. I don't know what to do with this.
We're 3 and 5. Out of 8 games, 5 of them we didn't even reach 20 points. We only reached 20 points 3 times. I mean, it's a conservative game plan. It's like we're not in attack mode when we should be attacking, and then when we shouldn't be attacking, it's just a reverse fortune of some sort. Because as I look at these Cowboys, I mean, I'm gonna stop saying that they're good Cowboys because
I'm gonna stop saying it too.
Because you can't say you're a good team until you perform on a consistent basis.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you know what? Where they are right now, as far as the way they perform, what I see is, you know, every team in the league has this same kind of team. Every team in the league has the same kind of group. They all have guys with talent. But when that talent doesn't work together, I mean, it was like we were talking before, it's like a bad relationship. It is. It's like 2 people in a relationship that simply don't belong together. I mean, you may be good people individually, but in this setting right here, the dynamics of this right here, it just isn't working.
As a team.
As a team, it's not working,
I mean,
and I don't know what it is.
And we've discussed, okay, and you sent me messages and I've responded. Okay, we're number 5 defense, but that's really not what we are. We're number 5 because of yardage, but when plays need to be made, we're not making them.
But you know what? But I think our defense has.
No, they're holding up.
Yeah.
As far as, okay, but they're still not taking the ball away, and they're not stopping teams from scoring. They're doing everything else. I mean, they're trying to build a formidable defense. We had a couple bad calls, and the Claiborne call to me.
You know what?
It blows my mind that
how the official didn't see it.
How that you make that call. It's not a. I don't know what else he's supposed to do. Head got around. He defended the play. He was over the top. I don't understand what he saw for him to throw the flag, except the Atlanta Falcons are 8-0. We cannot let them lose to the Dallas Cowboys.
You know what? I tell you something. Here's one even worse than that. It was the non-call on Claiborne's almost interception that just got me. I mean, Roddy White clearly has his arm, holding on to his left arm. Claiborne's reaching back with his right arm, trying to get the ball. The issue is they didn't anticipate Claiborne knowing that this was going to be a back shoulder fade. And when he turned around and he let the ball go, Claiborne made sure he stayed in position. He didn't bite on what White was doing. He got in front of him. So the only thing White could do was grab a hold of his arm as he's turning to get to the ground. The official is running right up the sideline. He's seeing this. He doesn't make the call. He doesn't throw the flag. And in my opinion, I feel like that two things. If the Cowboys get the interception there, we're talking about it's still a 13-16 game. We have the ball. Or if the Falcons get penalized there, the Cowboys get the opportunity to get their bearings underneath them. They get the opportunity to get their heads clear, slow things down a little bit, and be able to look at it again.
You also have to back up a little bit as well. You're going to have to back up, so that's going to be more yards you have to gain. So,
and that's my point.
So
that's
that would
exactly
change.
my point.
That would change the dynamic.
It changes what the Falcons have to do.
Not saying you're going to win, but
right.
The Cowboys have an opportunity.
They have an opportunity
to win. Because 17 seconds, I don't know unless a team goes.
No. At this point, we're talking about it's about 3 minutes left in the game.
No, but I'm saying to get the ball with 17 seconds.
Right. Okay.
It's not a chance unless everybody goes to sleep.
Right.
I mean. You have to go 80 yards today. To go 80 yards in 17 seconds.
Today,
now, if you at midfield, you may have a couple shots to get in, but not even because you got to get it. It's not. We need more than the field goal.
Right.
We needed a touchdown. So that one play was vital. Instead of it being 16-13, it was 19-13. So you got to score 7.
So let me ask you a question, because I've been thinking about this as well. When I look at how these games are going. I mean, I know that people are blaming a lot of this on Garrett. You know, people are looking at Garrett and they're saying, you know, your clock management or, you know, the way you're managing games. But my question is do you think that the Cowboys should just say, you know what, Tony Romo, do what you do. We know that you throw interceptions, but this offense does seem to be more effective when you're moving around and handling the offense the way you know how to do it best. Do you think that that's the best way to go? And I mean, and the reason that I'm saying is because what I see is a team that knows how to move the ball when they don't have to think too much. But I feel like that our slow-paced offense, you know, when you got Romo, it seems like that he's thinking too much. It seems like Miles is thinking too much. It seems like Dez is thinking too much. And it seems that they're thinking too much because the game is going too slow for what these guys do best. And I'm not sure if Garrett needs to take the reins off of himself and allow these guys to do what they do best. You know, Tony Romo is a fly-by-the-seat-of-your-pants type of quarterback. That's what he was when we started him. That's what he was when he took over for Drew Bledsoe 6 years ago. And every Cowboy fan understood that. In fact, most of us Cowboy fans were excited because we saw a guy that wasn't just sitting back in the pocket, you know, waiting on a play to develop, but will move around and, you know, try things down the field. It was a change-up from what we were so used to, those 5-11 seasons that we had. And then this guy comes in, and then he has this ability to be able to make plays down the field. In that 2007 season, I don't know if people remember this, but Tony Romo threw 38 touchdowns. But he also threw 19 interceptions that year. But the Cowboys were 13-3. So my question is it the coach? Is it that the coach is holding on to Romo too much and not allowing Romo to be Romo? I mean, because I don't think that you can take the Romo out of Romo. Romo is going to throw picks. I think everybody knows that. I think Romo knows that. But I think where he's getting frustrated is some weeks it seems like they allow him to do what he does, and then other weeks they don't. And so what he's not getting, and he's not getting consistency week after week. And maybe that's the issue. Oh, maybe if he could, maybe if he had, consistency, if they could say, listen, this week we're going in with the same game plan. We're coming out, we're firing, we're gunning, and we're going to do this, we're going to do it this way. We're going to make this a Romo-friendly offense, as they said from the beginning. And a Romo-friendly offense, to me, means allowing him to do what he does best. I mean, I'm just saying. I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm going crazy.
You got to allow him to make plays. I mean,
when
you think in the game, and we've watched this for several players in football. Football's a game when you're thinking, you're not performing. You got to just be able to go out and do what you do.
You have to.
When you go out and your mind's free and you're playing football, you can't, it's not to be thinking. When you're thinking, then you're not playing. Well, I don't want to throw this ball because if I throw this interception, the fans are going to be on me. They're going to be blasting me on Dallas News. My picture's going to be on there. What's wrong with Romo? No.
Right.
Go out and do what you do. Your smile's not even there. As I watch you, you're not even smiling because you're thinking.
Too much.
You're not having fun.
Right.
Football's a game of fun. You want to go out there as a defensive player, you want to knock the snot out of somebody. But as an offensive player, you want to make a person look as bad as you can make him look.
Yeah.
And Romo does that when you allow him to be Tony Romo. So what are you saying? We don't turn the ball over. Okay, but he had one touchdown pass. We didn't turn the ball over. But the result was the same. Yeah. Did you win? Did you have a chance to win? No. Because of the conservative game plan. The game plan was conservative because of the turnovers the week before. So you're saying, okay, in certain situations, Garrett probably should have called a pass. He checked to a run. You see Romo go, what is that? Put the ball in my hands.
And let me do what I do
Let
best.
me at least have an opportunity to win the game.
Right. Right.
If I'm going to take the criticism and the heat for losing the game, well, give me the opportunity to win it. I mean, he's proven that his shoulders is broad because, I mean, he's getting dogged every week.
Right.
He's getting killed in the media. But I don't understand, like, announcer said the other day, why are we talking about the Cowboys? I mean, why? I'm talking about when you're saying, okay, they're playing the Falcons. The Falcons are 8-0.
Right.
So why are we dominating the headlines? We're dominating the headlines, and then the question is the Cowboys still America's team? I mean, what does that question have to do with the game?
And you know what? It's funny.
We argue Sunday. Okay, you argue with the young fella. You thinking he's siding with you, but I'm listening to him. I know he's not, because he's a hater.
Right.
But I got the same attitude that you have when it comes to talking about football. If you don't know about the game, if we can't be real,
right,
then I don't want to talk to you.
It's no point. It's no point because I personally I can't deal with the bias stuff. I can't, man. I just can't.
Because you hate the Cowboys. No, that's not. You hate the Cowboys. That's not fair, man. I mean, that's like me and you sitting here. That's why, doing the Cowboy segments, fine. Us sitting here blasting the Redskins, the Giants, or the Eagles. Everybody know what our opinion is.
Right.
So it's not really fair because we don't have another Eagle sitting here or another Giant. We don't have an open panel. So of course people were looking at this saying, well, of course, look at them, the Cowboy fans. They don't want anything good to happen for the Redskins.
Right.
They don't want anything good to happen for the Giants. No, I don't care what happens. Like a guy asked me Sunday. He said, this is what y'all need to fix. He's a Redskin fan, mind. I said, well, if we fix those things and y'all under us right now, and we're not doing well, how much further do you think you're going to be under us if we fix these things?
Fix those things.
We're 3-5.
Right.
You're 3-6.
Right.
Okay, you haven't had your bye, but you're underneath us with 2 games coming up against us, and you're telling me what we need to fix.
Speaking of what we need to fix, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, Chad will be joining us, and we're going to continue our discussion with these cardiac Dallas Cowboys. So stick around.